Hey guys, this is Devin with my top 5 tips on how you can sell your home fast and for the price that you want. Number one, and this is very simple, kind of obvious, but very important, and that's to clean it up. I can't tell you how important this is. You want to clean up your home. You want it to be in the best shape that it's been in, and that simply means, just cleaning up. I mean, dusting off the cobwebs, making sure everything is spick and span. Also, you want to eliminate any nasty odors. If there are pet odors or any other kind of odors, you want the house to smell fresh and clean, all right? You want your prospective buyers to come in and be wowed at the condition of the home, okay? That is the first tip for you, is to just make sure it's clean. Just like if you were going on a date, you want to make that house presentable, okay? And not just presentable, but attractive to your buyers. Okay, number two, also equally important, is to light it up. Make sure that you have sufficient lighting for your home. If you have room darkening curtains, I totally get it. I do too. I love to sleep in a very dark space, but when I'm trying to sell a home, I want it as lighted up as possible. I want it lit up. I want there to be plenty of light so that the prospective buyers can walk in and really appreciate the size. If there's not enough light, they're not going to be able to see to appreciate that. So make sure that you're allowing as much natural light as possible. Also, if you need additional lighting, you can put a floor lamp up and help to add lighting to the room. Okay, number three, also very important, but oftentimes forgotten, and that is to make space, to get rid of all the clutter, especially on countertops and kitchens and bathrooms. You want to leave as much empty space as possible. Sometimes where people forget this too is on your walls, and if you have like shoe organizers that hang on doors, my wife loves those kind of things, and they are fantastic for everyday life. But when you are trying to sell a home, you do not want to put those up. You want to take those down because it gives the feeling that there is not enough space, and so you have to create additional storage. And people see that and they think, oh, what am I going to do with all of my stuff? And also, if you have a lot of personal items that are out, a lot of family photos on the walls and those things, try to minimize that as much as possible, because you want to give your buyers the opportunity to walk in and imagine their things being in your home. You want to give them that opportunity because, and I know you're thinking that, well, I'm going to move all my stuff out. They're going to be able to move all their stuff in. But the truth is that sometimes it's hard for people to imagine the space being empty when they just see it covered in stuff, and especially when they see those personal items, because then they feel like they're not in their home. And you want to make it as homey as possible for them. Okay. Now, number four, this is incredibly important, probably the second most important thing on this list, and that is to take good photos. Okay, I can't stress it enough how important good photos are. It's kind of funny, I've been in homes and I've seen two sides of the spectrum. I've seen the side where you see the photos online and you're like, wow, that doesn't look that great, and then you get to the property and you actually see the home and you're like, wow, this is really nice. Those photos did not do this property justice. And then I've seen the other side of the spectrum where there's amazing photos taken of a property that when we got to it, the buyers and me, I was also like, wow, this property is just not near as good as shape as what the photos showed us. And so you want to I was really impressed by what the photographer was able to do with those photos. But the thing that you want to do in taking good photos, you don't have to have a professional camera, although it helps to have a wide angle lens. What you want to do is be able to get a a picture that is wide enough to be able to take a good, in your smartphone, a lot of smartphones can do this. You want to be able to take a picture that is far enough back to where you get a good view of the room, and you can actually get a proper perspective. If that's not possible, it's just better to not even take the photo of the room if you can only focus in on one little portion. If you need to use a wider angle camera, that's great. But like I said, you can actually do a lot of this with your smartphone as long as you have the proper lighting. Okay, number 5, now that you have your home cleaned up, well lit, plenty of space, and you have great photos, here comes the number 1 most important thing. Even though it's the last thing on our list, it is the most important, and that is price. You have to price your home appropriately. Now, what do I mean price the home appropriately? I mean you have to price it for what it is going to go for on the market. Now, how do you know that? Well, some people just look up at Zillow and they check out the Zestimate on a property and they think that is what the property's price should be. But what they don't realize is that Zillow's data is not always up to date, and also it does not take into account the condition of the home. Now, one of the ways that you can get to that number that you need to be at is by talking to a real estate agent, and also by getting the proper data. If you want to sell your home, you're going to really need that proper data. And what do I mean proper data? You're going to need to look at comparable homes that have sold in your market, and that will give you sufficient enough data to be able to price your home appropriately so that it can sell fast. Okay, and if you're wondering, how do I get that data? How do I get a comparable market analysis for my home? Well, it's real simple. There's a link down in the description of this video, and you can click that. It'll take you to my website where you can just fill in information about the home and your contact info, and we will get you a comparative market analysis for your property with data from your area, around your home, and the homes that have sold in your area. And you can actually see what homes have sold for, not see the common mistake. People look at what homes are listed at and then they want to list their home at that price. But it's really good to look at the sold data so that your home hits the market and it's the hottest home on the market. That's it for my 5 tips. Thanks for watching the video. If you would like more information on real estate, on how to sell a home fast, or other tips about maybe the 5 tips that I've covered, feel free to message me. Also, subscribe to this channel. Hey, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.